Have you ever been like, you're trying to figure out like a simple question online?
Yeah.
Like how to uninstall something.
Yeah.
And you end up just clicking through a bunch of misleading links.
Right.
I mean, it's infuriating. Right?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Well, today we're diving into like a perfect example of this.
Okay.
Microsoft's, their creative tactics, I guess you could say, to stop people from uninstalling their Edge browser.
Okay.
So we've got this article here from Tom's Hardware, and it talks about how, like, if you search for how to uninstall Microsoft Edge on Bing, it actually takes you to the Edge homepage.
Oh, wow.
So instead of getting, like, clear instructions, you just get a page praising all of Edge's features. It's pretty sneaky, right?
It is quite a bold move.
Yeah.
And the article lays out some interesting reasons why Microsoft might be going to these lengths.
Yeah.
They're clearly trying to boost Edge's market share,
Right.
which, as the article points out, is significantly lower than its competitors.
Okay.
So Chrome holds a commanding lead with over 67%.
Wow.
Safari's sitting pretty at almost 18%.
Okay.
Thanks to its captive audience on Apple devices.
Right.
And then we have Edge trailing behind at a mere 5%.
I never really thought much about browser market share before.
Yeah.
Is it really that big of a deal?
It's actually a huge deal.
Okay.
Control of the browser market translates to control of user data,
Right.
ad revenue,
Okay.
and even the default search engine people use.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. Your browser is your portal to the internet.
Yeah.
Every website you visit,
Right.
every search you make, it all goes through your browser.
Okay.
That's a gold mine of data that companies like Microsoft are eager to tap into.
So Edge is basically watching everything I do online.
Essentially, yes.
Wow.
And that data is incredibly valuable for targeted advertising.
Right.
Edge collects your browsing history,
Yep.
the sites you visit, even the time you spend on each page.
Wow.
This information allows advertisers to tailor ads specifically to you, which is why browser market share is such a fiercely contested battleground.
I had no idea. It makes you think twice about which browser you use, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's not just about data collection.
Okay.
The default search engine setting is another key factor.
Right.
By making Edge the default browser, Microsoft can steer users towards Bing, their own search engine.
Right.
This, in turn, generates more revenue for Microsoft through search ads.
So it's all about the money then?
To a large extent, yes.
Okay.
But the article also mentions some genuine improvements Microsoft has made to Edge.
Oh, okay.
It's now Chromium-based, meaning it uses the same underlying technology as Chrome.
Okay.
So performance should be on par.
Gotcha.
They've also added a RAM limiter feature
Right.
to prevent it from hogging your computer's memory,
Okay.
and a tool that identifies extensions that might be slowing things down.
Okay. Those features sound useful.
Yeah.
But haven't other browsers had those features for a while now? It seems like Edge is playing catch up.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
But regardless of Edge's merits, the real issue here is user choice.
Yeah. I mean, even if Edge is a decent browser, people should be able to, like, choose what they want to use without being tricked or pressured into it.
Exactly.
Like, that's not really how a healthy competitive market should work, right?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
User choice is paramount.
Yeah.
And these misleading tactics employed by Microsoft really raise some concerns.
Speaking of misleading tactics, the article mentions this user comment about like a pretty scary experience.
Oh, no.
This reader's friend's girlfriend fell victim to like a tech support scam
Oh, wow.
after clicking a suspicious link.
Yeah, unfortunately, these scams are all too common
Right.
and often target less tech-savvy individuals.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a reminder to be extra cautious about the links we click
Right.
and be wary of any unsolicited task support offers.
That's a good reminder.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, are there other ways Microsoft is trying to, shall we say, influence users?
Right, yeah.
The article mentioned something about mimicking Google.
Ah, yes. And this is where things get even more interesting.
Okay.
Apparently, Microsoft had created a page that was designed to look almost identical to a Google search results page.
Really?
So if you searched for Google on Bing, you might have been tricked into thinking you were actually on Google's site.
So Microsoft was like intentionally trying to make people think they were on Google
Yeah.
when they were really on Bing.
That seems to be the case.
Wow.
It's a move that definitely raises ethical and legal questions.
Yeah.
The article notes that Microsoft has since removed this page,
Oh, really?
suggesting they realized it crossed a line.
Okay.
Perhaps they were concerned about potential legal repercussions
Right.
or negative publicity.
Yeah, mimicking your biggest rival's probably not the best way to win over users.
Right.
It feels a bit desperate, honestly.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if this whole edge push is connected to something bigger.
Mm-hmm.
The article also mentioned Microsoft's efforts to get everyone on Windows 11,
Right.
especially with Windows 10 approaching its end of life in October 2025.
That's a very astute observation.
Yeah.
With millions of Windows 10 users set to migrate to Windows 11,
Right,
Microsoft has a prime opportunity to make Edge the default browser
right.
for a vast new audience.
Yeah.
They've already deeply integrated Edge into Windows 11,
Oh, okay.
making it harder to switch to a different browser.
So they're hoping people will just go with the flow and stick with Edge because it's already there.
It's a clever strategy, if a bit cynical.
Right.
And it's hard to say what other tactics they might employ
Yeah.
to nudge users in that direction.
Right.
It does raise concerns about the future of user choice in the digital landscape.
What you're saying is that even if we don't like Edge,
Right.
we might end up having to use it
Yeah.
simply because Microsoft is making it the path of least resistance.
That's a distinct possibility. Wow.
And it highlights a broader trend in the tech world
Okay.
where companies increasingly prioritize their own interests over user preferences. It's something we need to be mindful of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little disheartening to think like our choices as users are becoming more limited,
Right.
especially when it comes to something like so basic as our web browser.
Right.
I mean, shouldn't we have like the freedom to use whichever browser we want
Yeah.
without being, manipulated or forced in a particular direction?
You're absolutely right. User choice is a cornerstone of a fair and competitive market.
Right.
And this whole situation with Microsoft Edge is a perfect example
Mhm.
of how large companies can leverage their power
Right.
to influence user behavior.
Yeah.
It raises some important questions about how we as users
Mhm.
can protect our digital freedom and ensure our preferences are respected.
So what can we do? Like, are we just stuck with whatever these tech giants decide?
Not necessarily. There are steps we can take.
To stay informed, make conscious choices,
Right.
and even push back against these trends. For
Okay.
starters, being aware of these tactics is crucial.
Right.
Knowing how companies like Microsoft try to steer users towards their products
Mm-hmm.
empowers us to make more informed decisions.
Okay. That makes sense. Knowledge is power, as they say.
Exactly.
But beyond just like being aware, are there any practical steps we can take to
Yeah.
protect our digital freedom?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For example, even if a new operating system comes with a pre-installed browser,
Right.
you can still choose to download and use a different one.
Okay.
You can customize your default app settings,
Hmm.
explore alternative browsers that prioritize privacy,
Hmm.
and even support organizations that advocate for user rights in the digital space.
So there are options.
Yes.
We don't have to just passively accept whatever is handed to us.
Exactly. And the more we exercise those options,
Right.
the more we signal to these companies
Yeah.
that we value choice and control over our digital lives.
That's a really empowering thought.
Mhm.
It's not a hopeless situation.
No, it's not.
We have more agency than we might realize.
Precisely. It's a matter of staying informed,
Right.
being proactive, and making our voices heard.
Well, folks, there you have it.
Yeah.
Our deep dive into the world of Microsoft Edge has revealed some sneaky tactics,
For sure.
highlighted the importance of user choice,
Right.
and most importantly, reminded us that we're not powerless
Yes.
in the face of these tech giants.
We have power.
We've explored the complex dynamics of the browser market,
Right.
the value of user data,
Mm-hmm.
and the lengths to which companies will go to capture our attention and loyalty.
It's true.
But ultimately, it's up to each of us
Yeah.
to decide how we navigate this digital landscape.
I agree.
We encourage you to think critically about the choices you make online.
Yeah.
Explore your options and never be afraid to question the status quo.
That's right.
And if you've encountered any of these sneaky tactics yourself,
Yeah.
we'd love to hear about it.
Let us know.
Share your thoughts with us on social media.
Yes.
Let's keep this conversation going.
Absolutely.
Remember, the future of the internet is shaped by the choices we make today.
That's right.
Stay curious,
Stay informed.
stay informed,
Stay empowered.
and until next time, happy browsing.
Happy browsing.